All right, hey. So today I just wanted to tell you what I experienced with my own chart this past week. And I just think it really is important to show that even though I coach other people on their cycles, sometimes I slip into old habits and it all goes to hell. So um, you can see from the beginning of my chart that, and I had just finished a period 9 days before. And my temperature as my period came on, my temperature got lower. And then you can see that it swings back up to what is normal for my follicular phase temperatures. And then you can see on day 9 that it just whoosh, goes down. And it's one of those things that if I were your coach and this were your chart, I would be asking you some questions like, hey, what happened on day 9? Tell me about what was going on in your life. And, and it's not unusual for us to see temperatures fluctuating, but, from my chart, it's such a big drop that it's worth asking more questions about. So let me give you some background on what day 9 was actually like for me. So it was a Sunday, and my husband and I had planned to ride the motorcycle down to the beach and visit my parents who are staying down there. But I realized that we were already late. And so I was very, very nervous, because I don't really get to see my parents a lot in person. So I wanted to be on time, wanted to be respectful of their time too. And we get on the motorcycle. It was supposed to rain, but the sky looked clear. And then the motorcycle battery just was completely dead. We're like, what? Wow, we haven't replaced it ever. So it was time anyway. But we were like, okay. So we changed courses. And then, you know, um, I felt like I had to change my clothes. I didn't want to wear my riding leathers and everything. So I went and changed my clothes, which made me even later. We jump in the car, and I'm in the car on the way thinking to myself, man, I didn't get my workout in. I didn't get half of the laundry done. I had all these things in my mind of what I wanted to do on Sunday. And I really didn't accomplish many, if any of them. As a type A personality, I like having my checklist. And when I didn't accomplish it, I had to kind of talk myself through of like, it's fine. We're being flexible, because that's something I went through in recovery where before, when I didn't have a period, I didn't stop. I didn't accept that something would throw me off. I would push everything aside to make sure that my food was the way I wanted it to be, my sleep was the way I wanted it to be, my workouts were intense every single time, and I never missed any kind of time. And so I had to talk myself through and say, like, it's okay, it's fine. Everything's going to work itself out. And if it's not perfect today, it's fine. So we're driving on the way down to the beach, and it pours out of nowhere. And the traffic is intense. And even though I'm not driving and I'm in the passenger seat, and I can feel the tension building, and I keep thinking in my mind that I have to keep shoving away the thought of, I didn't get my workout in. I didn't get to eat the way, like I haven't eaten anything in a while. I'm probably, over hungry. And we get down to the beach and we have a nice time. And then there's the question of, because we're in that awkward time of, do we stay for dinner or not? But me, because I lost control of other aspects of my day, I'm craving that control. So I want to go home. So we drive back home. And as I'm home, I'm so tense at this point, because even though I've coached myself through it, I was still struggling with it. And so I was like, you know what? I got to go. I want to go and work out. So I did a workout, but it was like right at dinner time, which is unusual for me. I usually try to do it right after I've eaten like lunch, so I've had 2 meals in there and stuff. So I'm in there, and I'm tired. I can feel that I'm tired while I'm working out. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not the way it's supposed to be. But we also got a brand new swimming pool, and I really wanted to swim. Like I love our new pool, but it was too much on top of everything else that was already too much anyway. But I give that look to my husband. He was like, "Sure, I'll take a dip. This is after the workout, mind you. So I've way maxed out on what I'm actually doing versus what I've eaten. And it was all out of no, wouldn't recommend. So we take a quick dip, swim a couple of laps, and then I start making dinner, and it's 8:30 at this point. I'm usually in bed by 8. Of course, I'm also an early riser, but I'm in bed by 8, and your girl's making dinner at 8:30. We have a quick dinner and get a shower and everything, and then I'm not in bed until 10 o'clock. It's later for me. And then I knew I had to get up early the next day. So all of those things, I had emotional stress, I had physical stress from all the exercise, I had nutritional stress from waiting to eat, and I waited too long, and then I probably exercised when I had a caloric deficit going on. It's no surprise why my temperature was so much lower. And it just goes to show that if we are not diligent with taking care of ourselves and watching those habits, sometimes it just slips back out, and it's not a crisis. You bring it back in the next day. So the next day, I didn't have that cup of tea in the morning. I knew that I was going to have a day that was, a little bit more easygoing, even though it was a Monday. So I skipped out on the caffeine and I had a little bit of hot chocolate instead. And then I made sure that all of my meals were, prepared ahead of time from my meal prep, and I made sure that they were, heavy protein. I even ate a little bit of extra carbs just to kind of help that energy level throughout the day. So I definitely didn't restrict. I took it easy on my workout the next day, knowing that I had been psycho the day before. And then I made sure that I was in bed on time. And, it helps. It's a system. It's a practice. It's okay if you're not perfect all the time. That was my week. This past week. This isn't even past Abby. This is current Abby. So hang in there. And, if you haven't started charting, get started with charting. I'd be happy to teach you. Reach out. We can do a one-time coaching call, or we can start steady coaching, and I can teach you, because the more you know your charting, the more you know your body, the better you can take care of it. I hope this is helpful for you today. Good luck out there.